Our next speaker is currently a full-time student at Arizona State University. When he's not being a full-time student, he's doing casual things like co-founding his own nonprofit called Strong Woman, Strong Love. And Strong Woman, Strong Love helps provide feminine hygiene products for women facing homelessness. Please, everyone, give a round of applause for Alpha.
My name is Alpha, which normally means the beginning. And coincidentally, I'm the first person on my family tree. And the reason being, when I was 14 years old, my mother, father, grandmother, and grandfather had passed away. I was left with the responsibility of taking care of my young brother and young sister. Seeing that very hard situation at hand, I spoke to a family friend who somehow, after days of convincing, loaned me a small piece of land. And I used that small piece of land to start a vegetable garden business. It wasn't an easy task, considering sometimes the rains didn't come, so it meant I would need to walk long distances to water the garden. But that garden on its own enabled me to raise enough funds for my tuition. It enabled me to be able to, fend for my young brother. And I remember at one time, the garden business was working so well because, when you're 14, 15, you don't have a right to open a bank. So I would store my money under the pillow. And at one time, the pillow started, increasing. Not that there was a lot of money, but we had inflation in the country. So it was hard for me to sleep because I had rats in the house, so they were going to eat on my savings, literally. So to me, that was my introduction to the world of social entrepreneurship. So when I got a MasterCard Foundation scholarship to come and study in the US, I found myself gravitating towards volunteering with a nonprofit that has something to do with people that had a need that was supposed to be met. So I started volunteering with Under House, which is a nonprofit that offers food and sleeping. It offers food and bathing services to people that are facing homelessness. So one day when I was doing my usual chore, I used to clean the bathrooms. It's a long story. I'll tell you some other time why. I was busy hammering to the song of Drake, Please, cleaning my room with my earphones on. Then there was a large bang on the door. At the moment, I was freaked out, but I opened the door. And there was one of the clients, the homeless women there are called clients, or the homeless, any homeless person, they're actually referred to as clients, which is a human thing. So she was yelling at me, I need to use the room real quick. Please, can you step out? I stepped out, continued listening to Drake, but waiting 10 meters away so that when she comes out, I would try to understand what the situation was. So when she came out, feeling a little bit better, she told me that my menstrual cycle had kicked in. Because this place doesn't provide feminine hygienic products, I was in such a hurry. That hit me hard, because remembering that as a college student, most of my spectacular shopping, I do it at the $1 shop. So I remember seeing the feminine hygienic products at the $1 shop. So I ran, took my bank card, ran to the $1 shop, bought 40 feminine hygienic products. And when I was by the checkout, the lady looked at me with a very concerning eye. He was like, young man, 40 is too much. And I just laughed and took the products to the shelter. The following week when I went back, she was different. She told me something happened. They have feminine hygienic products here. And I smiled, but I didn't tell her I was the one who did it. So that was actually the birth of Strong Women, Strong Love. The fact that I had time to listen to someone in need. Even though, to me, I wasn't someone who uses the feminine hygienic products, but the fact that I cared about an issue that at some time doesn't concern me made me to even, be able to make a change. So Strong Women, Strong Love operates both in Phoenix and in Uganda. In Uganda, we had a different approach. First, because there are no $1 shops, everything is kind of expensive. So in Uganda, we actually partner with one of the safe houses, which is more like a non-profit, which is more like a non-profit shelter, where we teach women how to make feminine hygienic products, but in this case, they'll be making reusable feminine hygienic products. And then after they go through the training, some of the products that are made, they're actually sold for a profit, so that they're able to keep something at the same time, get feminine hygiene products that they can use. So to me, one challenge that I learned was that even though I was listening to Drake's song, which is a little irrelevant, the fact that I listened to what someone had experienced actually made me to begin making the impact that is happening today. So it all started by listening to Drake's song and cleaning that room. So my last words will be, even though something doesn't concern you, if everyone in this world starts to care about things that don't concern them, trust me, a lot of things are going to change. The fact that someone is dying in a particular country that I don't know of, that I'm not related to, is, if I begin caring about that, it means a lot of people will care about so many different things and so many solutions will start. My goal in life is a reduction in non-profits because all the problems would have eradicated. Thank you so much.